Welcome, sports fans, Crush fans. I'm your host, Cam Manna, and this is the Crushcast. Crushcast is presented to you by the Cayuga Health System, the system that provides seamless, comprehensive, community-centered care for the many residents across the Finger Lakes and Central New York. Today on the podcast, I would like to introduce to you the pitchers from Niagara University, Lukas Arvantides and Joe Dell'Oso. Guys, thanks for coming on. How's it going?
Good. Thanks for having us.
So guys, first let's start and give the Crush fans some background on how you got to Niagara University. Joe, you were a three-sport athlete in high school. How was it getting recruited to Niagara while playing three sports and club baseball?
So in high school, I played golf in the fall. I played basketball in the winter and then obviously baseball in the spring. So getting recruited it was during summer ball. So like in July or so. So I wasn't really in school or playing any other sport because once, summer hits, your main focus is baseball and tournament ball. So yeah, that was good. And Niagara was always on my radar because I'm from Western New York and I wanted to play at the highest level I could while, staying close to home. So it was a good fit.
And then Lukas, for you, your senior year of high school was also impressive. 29 innings and only 4 runs. What was your athletic experience like in high school? And then how did Niagara get on your radar to play college baseball?
I really I really enjoyed baseball during high school. I had a really good athletic experience. I played basketball through freshman year of high school and then decided to just focus on baseball. But for Niagara wasn't initially on the list of colleges I was looking at. But after I was sending out a lot of my videos online to different coaches and a lot of my pitching videos, trying to put myself out there to coaches. And Coach McCoy saw that and contacted my travel pitching coach. And from there, we communicated. I came here and took a visit, and I really liked the school and I really liked what it offered. And from there, then I made my decision. I'm really happy with it.
Speaking of taking baseball seriously, you guys are both southpaws on the mound. So, the position choice started to wind down as you guys got older. So when did you guys start to take pitching specifically seriously to get to that next level?
Yeah. So going into my showcase year, I was still playing the outfield. I played center field and I was hitting too. And then I kind of realized that hitting wasn't going to be in my future. So that's when I started to take pitching more seriously and been with it ever since.
Yeah, I was kind of the same. Around 15 years old, I think I, had a talk with a couple of my travel coaches, and they just thought for me to play college level baseball would be in my best interest to focus on pitching, at least for travel and showcases, and just going to showcases or tournaments or anything like that, just to focus on pitching instead of trying to be a two-way player. That would be my best opportunity to play college baseball, and I'm glad I did that.
Speaking of pitching, let's talk about your guys' bag of pitches. What else do you guys have outside of the fastball that makes you guys deceptive on the mound? Joe, we could start with you on this one.
I like to I throw my changeup a lot. My changeup's definitely my best pitch. Forces a lot of ground balls, I've found. And I have a curveball too, obviously. And I have a 2-seam fastball that I pair with my 4-seam just to get different run on it.
Yeah, so I throw 4-seam and 2-seam as well. I throw a changeup and a slider. I mix up all 4 almost equally. I try to throw, and I really focus on my control of all 4 pitches, trying to throw each one for a strike at any moment in time. And because I always try to focus on my control because I never always threw the hardest. I've always tried to get my velocity up and increase it every year. But my main focus has just been trying to keep hitters off balance, change arm angles as well, and just mix up my pitches, mix up my pitch movements for all my pitches.
Now to the season, it has begun at Niagara University. Not definitely the start you guys have wanted from a team perspective, but talking about it on a personal level, what have been some of the successes and challenges that you guys have had so far, and how has the experience been playing at the Division I level?
Yeah, so I had Tommy John surgery last spring, so I haven't had the ideal start that anyone would look forward to when you get to college, but that's okay. You just got to take it. I just been taking it day by day. It's been a tough, long year since I've been injured. but you just got to take it day by day, because when you look ahead and you look too far down the road, that's when you start to, people start to freak out a bit. But if you just take it day by day and time goes by fast, and before you know it, I'll be back out there and I'm excited.
For me, I mean, so far it's been a great experience. I mean, we had a tough start. We've had a tough start so far, but I know we can rebound. I mean, I'm a freshman, so I've been learning as much as I can from these older guys on our team. They have a lot more experience, and just kind of growing as a player and as a teammate so far this year, and learning a lot from them. And I do absolutely think we can turn around and have a really good rest of the season. I really like all my teammates and coaches and what I've learned from them so far.
Yeah,
Joe, back to you. Joe, go.
I was just going to say that, it's a very long season and we haven't had the most ideal start, but we have a roster that's full of talent, and we have way too much talent to be playing like this the whole year. So we'll be fine. We just got to get going.
Yeah, long baseball season. And then Joe, back to you with the Tommy John surgery. Just speak on that a little bit more. I think that surgery is fascinating, and seeing how a lot of guys can come back from it and just improve on what they were pre-surgery. So talk about that surgery so far in the process that it's been for you.
Yeah. So, basically it's just, like I said, it's a day by day process, because there isn't much, like if you rush it, then you'll probably just end up getting hurt again. And that's where you got to find that happy balance of doing the most you can to get back as fast as you can without re-injuring yourself. So that's been, tough to find that balance, but I found something that works for me, and I've been throwing my bullpens and such. So I'm on the right path back to getting back out there soon.
A quick pause in this podcast for our sponsor, Guthrie. Guthrie is dedicated to providing high-quality and accessible healthcare that meets the needs of the entire family. To find a provider or schedule an appointment, go to guthrie.org. Guthrie, serving northern Pennsylvania and southern and central New York. Now back to the episode.
You guys talked about the long few months of baseball and obviously a long season that you guys are in right now, but you guys are really nonstop from now all the way into August when you guys come up to Cortland. So how are you guys preparing for that mentally and physically for definitely a fun, but just a toll taking next few months when you speak of baseball?
So it is a lot. It's a long season here, and then you go and play 2 full months of summer baseball right after it. So it is a lot to transition through, and just kind of focus on keeping the energy up and bringing it all throughout the spring and then all throughout the summer. And I had the similar situation last year when I had my whole spring season for my senior year of high school. And then I went and played for the Syracuse Saltcats over the summer. So it is challenging at times, just kind of, making sure you're mentally prepared to go through that for that long of a time. But it is a challenge, but it's a challenge I look forward to, and it's fun. I mean, I go out there and get to play baseball every day, so I can't complain.
Mentally, I wouldn't say that it's, necessarily anything daunting, because baseball's fun, but physically it definitely takes a toll on your body. You're lifting every day, pitching every day. And I take my recovery pretty seriously, if it's, going in the hot tub after lift or the sauna or whatever it may be, and, keeping your arm healthy with your bands and plyos and all that. But once you find a good routine that works for you and keeps your body going, you just sit back and enjoy the ride, and it's a good time.
So now to the Cortland Crush. Why did you guys decide to join the Cortland Crush this season? Part of the NYCBL, obviously a very good team that won the championship last season. So why did you guys decide to make that move to make the Crush your summer baseball team?
So as I said, I played for the Saltcats last year, and I've played in the NYCBL, and I really liked the experience. And I knew that Coach McCoy had a good relationship with Coach McConnell, and that that these guys are coming to play here too. So I knew the opportunity would be here again. And when Coach gave me the opportunity to come play here for the Cortland Crush with these guys, I knew it was an opportunity that I wanted to take.
Yeah. I didn't get to play summer ball last year, like we were saying, with my arm surgery. But one day in the fall, Coach Ford came up to me and asked me if I wanted to play for the Crush this summer. And I remembered I had talked to Matt Ward, who played for the Crush last year, and he had, nothing but good things to say. So, and of course, I asked who else was going. He told me at the time it was just Vinny and Eli who were heading to Cortland. So he told me, he's like, Vinny and Eli are going. Do you want to go with them? I was like, yeah, absolutely. And then I talked to Wardo again, who played there last year, and yeah, got the deal done.
Definitely going to be a fun summer when it comes to baseball. And obviously you guys are in season right now, but outside of baseball, you're talking about academics while you guys are at school. Lukas, sports management for you, Joe, marketing for you as your guys' majors. Very interesting studies. Why did you guys choose those majors? Were those passions before going into college?
Yeah. So for me, sports management was definitely a passion. It was something I really wanted to get into. I went through high school and then going into college. I'd love to get into coaching someday. That'd be awesome. Or just working within a professional sports organization in some way. And then, so when I came here and saw that it was a major, and it was an opportunity here for me to focus on sports management, that was definitely an opportunity that I wanted to take, and I'm glad I did.
Yeah, marketing for me, I knew in high school, I didn't really know what I wanted to do per se, but I knew I wanted to do something in the business world. So that's how I settled upon marketing. And Niagara has an amazing business program that I've been enjoying since I got here last year. And yeah.
Yeah, both very intriguing studies. Now let's go back to the diamond and get into some fun stuff. Starting out with some superstitions, something that I always ask on the podcast to a lot of the Crush players. We've heard some very crazy ones so far. I want to hear what you guys have, for superstitions that you guys use throughout the season.
I don't have any superstitions. I mean, I'm trying to think, but I don't think there's anything I don't have any superstitions. I mean, I have to have the same pregame routine every game and make sure I'm doing the same stuff before each game that I'm pitching in. But besides that, I don't think I have any superstitions. I
like to put my uniform on the exact same way each time. That's the only thing that really comes to mind. And I have a orange Pedialyte before because they taste good and they're good for you. So that's something I found that works for me.
Well, definitely interesting to have the orange Pedialyte, but I've heard even more interesting, stuff when it comes to superstitions. I think I've mentioned in the past, I've had a player on my former team that wore the same pair of socks for a 10-game period. So sometimes things get dicey when it comes to superstitions. Back to the mound, I definitely want to touch on this. When you guys talk about, being lefty pitchers, definitely very, unique and rare. And some of the guys in the MLB, Clayton Kershaw, David Price, just to name a few, want to ask you guys to, see if you guys model your game after any of those guys in the big leagues, being pitchers for a long time. Is there anyone that you guys look up to in the major leagues that you've emulated your game after? Excuse me.
I was a big Red Sox fan growing up. I still am. So obviously when I was a kid, John Lester was the man. So I looked up to John Lester when I was, I modeled my game after him when you're in the stretch looking in, he's got his glove up here. I used to do that for a really long time. And with the baggy jersey and the 3/4 sleeve underneath. So yeah, John Lester was definitely my guy growing
up. For me, it was a few different guys. My favorite growing up to watch was David Price when he was kind of at his peak on the Rays. Was definitely one of my favorite players to watch. John Lester was also one of them. There was also, and I, although I didn't really watch him much, I had friends tell me that my mechanics and my motion looked a lot like Madison Bumgarner's. Chris Sale as well. There's a couple other left-handed pitchers as well that I love watching. I just kind of like watching the games, kind of see how they act on the mound, stuff like that, and learning from them especially. So there's a lot of them.
So you guys have both hit in the past. I want to ask you guys, let's say, Lukas, you're in your, best hitting form right now. Joe's in the mound, and then vice versa. Who's going to have a better time in the box facing each other in their best form on the bump?
Luke's going to say him, but I'm going to take Luke deep, even though I haven't touched the bat in a while, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah, I'd probably go with me. I don't know, but I did hit last year for high school, obviously. So I feel like I've hit more recently. So I feel like I have a better shot to hit off Joe, but I don't know. We might have to see and find out.
Something I would love to see in Cortland, and I think we got to make that happen. Before we finish up, got to talk about Major League Baseball and what's going on with the lockout right now. Obviously, you guys are players, so I want to get your guys, looks and what your standpoint is on what's going on, and when do you think baseball is going to be back in our lives from the Major League level?
Yeah, it is sad to see the players going at it with the commissioner and what have you. But hopefully we'll get baseball soon. It's tough because growing up, I remember opening day was one of the best times of the year when you'd come home from school and they'd have the afternoon games on. So you'd get off the bus and there'd be a game on TV. And, but yeah, so hopefully we'll get baseball sometime this spring, no less, at any point this year. But yeah, hopefully soon.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know a ton of the details on the lockout at first, but I've kind of learned more about it. I was talking about it a little bit in one of my classes, but it's a big deal right now, and hopefully they get it sorted out, especially for the future. And I mean, I don't know the full details, but I'm trying to learn about it, and I just hope they get a deal done sooner or later, so there's not many games canceled in the regular season, and we can have as much baseball as possible this summer.
Well, I'm psyched that you guys get to play baseball right now and then into this summer. Lukas and Joe, it was a pleasure to have you guys on this rendition of the Crushcast, brought to you by the Tompkins Trust Company. For over 180 years, Tompkins Trust Company has been your local, mobile, and remarkable community bank. Follow the Cortland Crush on Twitter at Crushball, on Instagram at Cortland Crush Baseball, and subscribe to the Cortland Crush YouTube channel. I'm Cam Manna saying so long, and thank you for listening.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.